What's up? Long time no see! So a lot has changed since I last updated this channel. I moved, I live in a completely different area, but a lot of things are still the same. So recently over on my company's channel on the live stream, I made a promise that if I got a Megiston crystal from the 10th anniversary box during our live stream, I would drink a warm beer, which by all standards in modern society is something that should be shunned. And I got two.
A gula or a bakuzan? Onegaishimasu. No!
Can't win every time. So I'm sitting here in my lovely office, which you can see only the wall behind me. And I'm gonna drink 2 warm beers for you now. Now I know what you're thinking. Sarah, where's the fun in watching you drink beer? And I've thought about this. While I drink it, I'm gonna tell you a story. So get on your story pants. This is gonna be story time. And no, this isn't a real story from my own life. I'm not that exciting. It is a story that I was thinking about recently that I read back in college. There's themes and stuff. So the 2 beers that I did get, I picked these up at my local supermarket from the uncool area. Unchilled area? Yeah. The first one is this Sapporo Gold Star. I've never had this one before, so I don't know what it tastes like. Probably tastes like ass because let's face it, it's not chilled. And then here I've got the Orion Premium, which actually I do like this one. I've had this one many times before when it's just normally cold. But I'm sure it's going to be a very pleasant experience. Now, from Okinawa to the world. And in honor of today's situation, I'm wearing my Orion t-shirt. Beer girl. I think since I've had this one before, I'm gonna wait for this one later, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Gold Star. So basically it says, since 2020, Sapporo Gold Star, delicious everywhere, ebisu hops, and the barley? Is that what Mugi is? From Sapporo Black Label. Let's give it a go. It smells like some kind of soup. Cheers, Mo. Down the hatch. Give me a minute. The taste of regret. Now that we got that out of the way, let's start with the story, shall we? Cheers. This is the story of The Castle of Desires by Hoshi Shinichi. I've decided to include in here some helpful drawings to illustrate the points that I'm going to tell you about. And so this story is called The Castle of Desire by Hoshi Shinichi. Castle of Desire by Hoshi Shinichi. I'm gonna speed run this a bit. Wish me luck, cheers! Also, how about this? I'll drink every time I stumble over something I say. That'll fix the problem. It's a nice, cool Tokyo evening, and there's a guy who gets onto the bus. He's been riding this bus home in the evenings for quite a while now. And you know, when you ride the bus home at the same time you usually kind of encounter the same kind of people riding with you. And after a while, you begin to kind of notice the faces that are around you. Cheers. So one guy that he's always noticed is this, let's say he's kind of like an older man. Let's say our main character is about like, I don't know, like maybe he's like 30 or something like that. And he notices this guy who's probably like, I don't know, 45, 50, something like that. Older guy. Also kind of looks like a salaryman, much like our protagonist. And, you know, he's riding the bus. He's noticed this guy a couple of times. Just kind of, you know, maybe stands there in the aisle holding on to the little hook there, you know. Just kind of like looking a little, you know, spaced out, thinking about stuff. This is back before cell phones and stuff, right? You know, but he always kind of has this kind of pleasant aura about him. And so the main character, our shujinko, as I may call him, decides one day to kind of talk to this guy. And he says, hey, I've seen you around. You going home from work too? And so the man kind of looks him up and down and says, yeah, you know, I work. I'm going home just as usual. Cheers to that. Ugh. We continue. So our shujinko, our main character, our protagonist, he kind of asks like, hey, I don't mean to be like intrusive or anything. I'm not stalking you or anything, but I've noticed you here on this bus before, and it's, hey, no homo, but like, can I just be weird? Like, you know, you kind of look happy. You have like that happy aura. What's that about? Like most people, you know, kind of look a little gloomy, you know? So this older man kind of looks at the protagonist. He says, you know, there's nothing special happening here. There's nothing special about me. I wake up, I go to a small business. You know, there's not so many of us, so every day we're just fighting, we're just like arguing with each other. It's like exhausting. And then I go home, and then I've got my family. My family, there's so many of them. There's like, I don't know, 20 kids. Like, I'm just kidding. But he has a lot of family, right? So it's just like, there's so many people back there, you know, like no peace and quiet, you know, there's no, you know, I don't have any me time, really. And the protagonist, our shujinko here, he just kind of looks at the guy and he's like, but you always seem like, you seem kind of happy, like you have things together. And the older man says, no, like, I mean, well, I do have a dream. I have this one dream, you know. Let's finish it off, shall we? Trash. Balls. I've never had a beer that made me want to go home. Okay, this one, like I said, I've had before. It's pretty good, you know. We're gonna give it a go. Ah! Drink responsibly. Don't do what I'm doing. Cheers. The premium. 香りとともにくつろぎの時間へ. So, yeah. Okay. It's hot, so it's ass, but it's not that bad. It's not as bad as whatever the hell that was. This is going to be the winner today. If we're going to compare the two, the trash, Sapporo Gold Star, hot, from the supermarket, or Orion the Premium, hot, from the supermarket, this one, every time, do it. You've been warned. So, to continue with the story, so the younger man, our protagonist, says, oh, a dream. You mean your dream keeps you going? That's interesting. Like, you know, a lot of people have like dreams and stuff. I don't really have dreams anymore. I kind of like threw them away. You know, I wanted to be in a band. We were going to be really, really big. We were going to be like, we were going to go major. We were going to tour all these different countries and stuff like that. And the older man's like, no, not like that. I'm not like, no, not like that. Like, I go to sleep and I have the same dream, like every day. And the younger guy is like, every day? And he's like, yes, like every day I have the same dream. And the younger man's like, wow, that sounds like an anxiety problem. No, he's not like that. But he's basically like, you have the same dream every day. Okay, that's interesting. And the older guy says, well, every night when I go to sleep, I'm in this room, and it's like the perfect room. Have you ever been in the perfect room? It's really nice. It's got like that perfect kind of size. Not too big, not too small. That the ceiling is not too short, not too tall. You know, like a nice space. There's an air con, but you don't really need to use it. You know, because there's like somehow there's a nice breeze. There's a window, but everyone can't see in, but you can see out. You know, kind of thing. You know, it has really nice stuff in it. You know, so you feel like really comfortable when you're in there. You don't feel restrained. You don't feel confined. You feel like really at peace. Maybe it's because nobody can come in. It's just you alone in your perfect space. So our protagonist kind of starts to think like, that's like really nice, you know, that's kind of cool. You can just have your like perfect space. I wish I had my perfect space, you know, where I could just like chill and have stuff. But not only is it the perfect space, the older man says, anything I want, it appears. You want a really nice sofa that pulls out, you know, you can get like the psh, psh, like the all that footrest thing, you know, the thing that sofas do sometimes, you know, it does the thing. I can do that. I can just have it. All I gotta do is want it. I want like a, you know, I was seeing these people, they do these scoop things on TikTok where they take like a scoop of shit and then they just like, you know, they show you what they got out of the scoop. And sometimes it's like weird rocks and stuff. Sometimes it's like cool, like it's like Sanrio, like Hello Kitty stuff and things like that. And he's like, I'm a Kuromi fan. So he's like, yeah, I can have everything I want, you know? Well, I mean, he didn't say that. That's not what he said in the thing, but you get it, right? Anyway, so anything he wants, it appears. No! So, the younger guy, he goes away, he goes to work, he does his life, he lives his life, he lives, you know, doing his thing. Hiccup. Don't drink hot beer! What were we talking about? So after that, the younger guy, you know, he sees the guy on the bus all the time. They've talked once, so it's easy to talk again. And the older guy will see him get on. He'll be like, oh, yeah. Hey. Let me tell you what happened on my dream, you know? You seen that like big sofa? Chandeliers. What do you think about chandeliers? I have one in my little dream room. Yeah, right now, big one. Baccarat crystals. Hell yeah. And you know, the younger guy's like, whoa, bro, that's wild. I don't know what that is, but he like Googled it, you know, or something, and he was like, wow, it's a lot of money. Okay. He started to feel a bit envious, you know, because every day the older guy would like get on the bus and he'd start talking to him and be like, yeah, you know, like I got this new thing, you know, Ferrari. Do you like Ferraris? I got one in my room. And he's like, you have room for a Ferrari in your room? You know, like, why don't I have this kind of psychological device to help me get by? He starts to feel a little bit envious. And the more he's feeling a little bit envious, a little more this older guy is looking a little bit more eraso. Eraso in Japanese is like, you know, no, feeling kind of good about yourself, you know. So every day he would see the younger guy and he would kind of talk to him and be like, yeah, I got this new thing. It's really, really cool. And the younger guy would see him like, oh, okay, yeah. And he would be like, yeah, you know, recently I saw the ad, you know. There was like an ad for that, what is it? Like that exercise machine, you know. There's this ad for this cool like running machine that you can get. You can put it in your house, but you can like, it's like collapsible, so you just put it away when you're not using it. Super nice. Got one of those. Got it. Yeah, super expensive, right? It's like $500 or something like that. Got it. Fine. In my house, doing the training in my dreams, I guess. Hey, the younger guy is listening to this, you know, time's going on, you know, September turns to October, October turns to November, we're getting out the heavy coats, it's December, there's weird, confusing lights everywhere, some weird holiday, we don't know. Oshogatsu, you know, like, just like meeting the guy all the time, you know. And he's usually looking pretty good, but then he notices one week, like, you know, something has changed with Aeson, this older guy. Something weird about him, like, he, you know, he's looking a little bit sleepy, he's looking a little bit dusty. Is he balder than usual? So, one day, younger guy notices older guy on the bus, as usual. Older guy's not looking so great. Like, something looks a little bit off with him. He's not sure what it is. Maybe he just hasn't slept a lot. Maybe he's having some kind of stress at work or something like that is happening like that. He kind of asks him, you know, like, oh, hey, senpai. I don't know. How you doing, you know? And the older guy says, oh, you know, actually, recently, I'm not doing so well. You know, I'm still going to my room, still going to my dream room, and everything is beautiful there, everything is wonderful. I got my chandelier, I got my sports car, I got my exercise machine, you know, I got all this cool stuff. And for a while now, the younger guy's been thinking, oh, so you just kind of see things advertised to you, and you just think, I want that, and then you just put it in that room, don't you? Okay. I mean, that's cool. Usually people don't have this ability to just create their own dream room and then go there and have all this stuff. But, you know, that's cool. But also kind of weird. Older guy, yeah. He says, yeah, I don't know, something's kind of like weird recently. Cheers. Ugh. So he says, like, every time I want something, it just appears right there. Katamari Damashi figures. All of them that you could want, right there. But I'm kind of worried because the door doesn't open. Like, usually there's kind of a door, like you can kind of go out when you want, you know, you can get a breeze, or at least the window, you know, that nice window that, like, you can see out, but nobody can see in. It doesn't, like, open. Like, I feel like a little, like, I'm constrained, you know? Like, I'm kind of like, I can't get out. It's kind of freaking me out a little. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of worried. There's a lot of stuff in there, you know? It's hard to move around. It's hard to get from A to B, you know? Hard to, you know, move. I don't think I can breathe in there, you know? He's getting a little bit, he doesn't look well. His skin color is a little bit pale. He's a little blue around the edges. Green around the edges? Greening around the gills. I don't know. You know English better than me. You tell me. So he's like noticing this guy, you don't really look very well. You should probably just go home and get some sleep. No, I can't. No, I can't sleep. I can't go back there. No. It's not good. No, it's fine. It'll be fine. A few days go by. He sees the older man on the So a few days go by. Every time he sees the older guy, every time our protagonist sees the older guy, he's looking a little bit more rough, a little bit more kind of tired, a little bit older, you know? He used to look like maybe about 45 or something. Recently he's looking like 60, you know? He looks haggard. He looks weighed down, you know? Burdened, if you will. So, where was I? My God. Don't do what I'm doing. Learn from my mistakes. cheers. This is educational content, right? I think so. So, anyway, like I said, the older man, he says to the younger guy, or protagonist, if you will, like, yeah, I'm kind of worried because I can't get out of the room. What happens when things keep appearing that I want, but none of the doors open? The door doesn't open, the window doesn't open, and I'm just trapped in things that I want keep appearing. And so the younger man, he's a little bit concerned by this, but he's like, you know, dreams are dreams. One day, they're on the bus. The bus is stopped. It's gently, you know, that rock of the bus when you're riding, it just kind of goes like a little bit like this, and there's the stop, and it goes like this, you know, and the announcement, or the bus driver always says, like, you know, sometimes they have that really muffled voice where they'll be like, make it watch this, make it watch this. Just gonna fall asleep to this. And he notices, he looks over, the old man. He's no longer, you know, just the older guy. He's now like an old man. That's because I'm drunk, okay? Stop asking questions. He notices that the older guy has drifted off to sleep, you know? He's probably been, you know, staying awake every night, trying not to fall asleep for fear of being trapped in that room. And he's like, it's good. He'll have a nice nap. He'll feel better. He'll get off the bus. He'll go meet his family. He'll be good. As he's looking down, looking out the window, the sun's going down. It's a nice day. Yeah, maybe I'll get a beer. I'll walk home. Hopefully not a hot beer, because that would be disgusting. Suddenly, from beside him, the older man, sitting in one of those little side seats in front of the exit, he suddenly hears a horrible sound. And he looks over, and that's where the story ends. So what do you think happened to the old man? Anyway, that's just my disgusting and delirious drunken recitement of it. So cheers, thank you for joining me. I'm gonna finish this. I can't believe I drank both. They're nasty. Thank you. I hope you have a disgusting day. No, I'm just kidding. I hope you have a good day. Go wash your hands, drink some water, and make good choices. Touch grass. Bye.